Alrighty guys, tonight we're gonna do one of the raw videos, Jesus buddy, of Cache, give you guys an update and kind of a rundown of what we've been doing. Let's get out here. Cache hasn't been hunted in a week or so, but we've got some big trips to town coming up, so it's time to get him out and make sure his head's still screwed on straight. Fuel up real quick first. 253, that's hard to beat. Quick start. That's the move. Just pulled up to the first spot. It's not a spot I usually like hunting this early just because it's so close to this blacktop. But as soon as I pull up, I look across the street, I can hunt over there too. There's a coon there. You got all this corn here, so you know that coon's been in there. There's another one somewhere over in here. So now I've got to make up my mind because, yeah, there he is. I can walk way down this cornfield, turn loose in the beans. It'd probably be pretty safe. But if I turn loose anywhere along that corn, you run the risk of running that coon, if that one's been down, across the road. I don't really like taking that risk, so I'm gonna sit here and think for a minute. There's the old Cache man. It's looking good. He's got a little bit more weight on him now, not being hunted so much. He's a good dog. He's got caught on a fence or something the other night, it looks like. I don't know what I'll do. I'm gonna turn him loose here or go across the road. Man, this is so disappointing. It's brand new boots. I was wondering why my feet were getting wet the other night. Well, maybe a couple months old. Gotta figure that out. All right, we're just gonna walk in a ways away from this road. We're gonna turn loose. I haven't hunted this exact section in a while, so I know that there's a lot of coon and I know it's unpressured, so just get away from this busy road and then we'll be good. We're not very far off the road. Probably only walked maybe 100 yards, and as soon as we rounded the corner, there was one sitting like right in the middle of this grass back there. You can see they've definitely been enjoying the corn. We're just a little bit too close to the road for what I'm comfortable with, but we're already seeing coon, so get up here just a little ways further and turn them loose. We should have a good night. Yeah, they're tearing this area up. This is why the farmer wants us out here. Oh guys, this is crazy. We're walking in right now. This one just bailed out of the tree right there. And this other one just moved out too. That's the last Thursday when I hunted. I had one bail out of a tree like that. And now that one just did too. That one's still up there, but that one that jumped out has been treed before. There's a deer. Man, guys, we're getting, look at that. How scared that deer is. Yeah, that coon just came running right out of that tree. That one's still up there. And then we got a deer. This is a less than ideal situation. Let this deer pass, we'll get up there. Thankfully Cache doesn't have much of a deer problem, but he does know that the coon's here. 8:52. All right, well, he's on up here just a little ways further. It's so tempting to just turn him loose right here on this hot one that climbed out of the tree, but we don't have a deer problem, and it's because I try to be kind of smart about where I turn them loose. We'll move up a little ways. All right. It's been about 5 minutes. I've walked and I haven't seen any eyes. So I think we're in a good enough spot. We're in this bean field. Stood out the road over there. But probably about as safe a spot as we're gonna get. So turn them loose. I'll go ahead and start the timer. That's not the right way. Well, he's smart enough, he got turned around, he's in the woods now, so. We'll see where we go with it. That's good to see. The farmer that's hitting that corn over there is the same farmer that owns all this, so hopefully that means that corn over there is next. Just struck a track right in front of us. Just let out one little bark. See what he does with it. Well, I'd have to strike him right there, so strike cash. He's running track in these woods right in front of us, and I just heard it sounded like bark right over here, so maybe on a hot one. Be a good way to start the night. Something's running through right there. You guys see the beans moving? Oh, 3 minutes in, he sounds good. Working on this track. Something just ran behind us. Something just climbed a tree over this way. Cash is right here. And there's a coon right there. That was not there a minute ago, at least it wasn't looking at us. It's right here in the corner. Oh, we're seeing coon. Let's see if we're treeing coon. Of course, I was just filming, and as soon as I stop filming, he lets out a big giant locate. Track sounded good in the beginning, and then it kind of went to crap. Otherwise, I missed all that because I was going to the bathroom. But I'm gonna have to tree Cash. He's probably been treed for 15 or so seconds. He's on a tree right in front of us, so wait a minute or so and go in there. And maybe he's got one treed, maybe he ran one backwards. We're gonna find out. He usually trees way harder, but he's chewing real hard for it now. I haven't got a very long walk into him, so probably gonna be able to shine most of this tree from right here. tree. Treat them in here before. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt to shine right now, because this stuff's up to my head. Talk to him. Right there. I'll do the best I can to shine it. I'll check in with you guys here in a minute. I'm gonna get him tied up. Yeah, we've actually, in the last raw video with Cash, we treed on this tree. It's just kind of a pain because the creek's right there and the tree's got so much leaves on it. It was certainly easier back in April or whenever that was to shine it. But we'll do what we can. I'll check in with you guys once I make a decision on it. I don't know if we're gonna find it in this one. It's just hard to get at the angle you need to see without other leaves being right up over top of you. He has a knack for treeing them in these big oaks. And here in a few months, probably won't be that big of a deal, but at the moment, it makes it a little tricky to shine. Plus it ties into this tree and that over there. So I'm not giving up yet, but it's not looking too good. But that's the most honest circle tree I've ever seen, right? If I can't find one. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna pull them off that. I've shined it for the last few minutes, and I don't see a possibility that wouldn't be circled up with tying into all of these trees around it. I keep getting random blips of heat, but it's in the thermal, but not enough to do anything about, I suppose. It goes up in there into that mess. There's a nest up there. Goes all into all this over here. There could be a few trees there. Not gonna find it. Take him back out to the field and cut him loose again. Come here, boy. Come here, Cash. Cash, come. Good boy. Buddy. Can't find him. Can't find him. Come on. All right, let's walk out of here and walk down just a little ways. Come on. I'm kind of just shining this canopy now from out here in the beans, and so for those of you who don't know, I got Cash back in April. Bought him in Indiana, brought him home, and he treated a lot of slicks, and I got him fixed on that. And after that, he went on to do pretty well. He was, I found out one of his problems with the slicks were, I think he was treating squirrels, or at least he was getting pretty excited about squirrels. So got that fixed. And I don't remember, I'll have to look back at how many hunts we put him in and how many he won, but I think he got put, at one point I think he was in 15 casts and won like 11 of them, something like that. So once we got him figured out, he was doing pretty well for us. I haven't really been hunting him a whole lot, just like a couple little hunts here and there. As far as casts go, I've been mostly just focusing on Kira. And letting her hunt. She's done real well with him. So like I said earlier, he's got 4 or 5 wins towards grand night. He needs about 150 bucks one for strike cash for PKC champ. And yeah, he does well. It seems like he does better in casts than he does on nights alone. He goes a little bit deeper and hunts a little bit harder. So he's got a lot of good habits. He's got a head full of sense. He's definitely my favorite dog. I mean, he's not even 2 yet. And some nights he reminds you of that, you know, that he's still a puppy. And some nights he looks like he's much, much older. I would say most nights he looks like he's much older. He looks like a lot more seasoned dog. He's only been getting hunted in casts since February or March, something like that. And then I bought him in April and I finished him to night champ. And yeah, I guess that's the story on him if you didn't already know. So he chews a lot. That's probably the only thing I can complain about with him. It's not even really that hot out tonight. It's in the 60s, I want to say. So I'm excited for it to cool down more because, you know, when I was hunting him in April and May, when it was still pretty cool, he didn't really chew a whole lot at all. But once it got a little bit warmer, he did. I think we'd be putting the 6 on him right now. But he's a good dog. He's my favorite dog I've got. I like him a lot. And I don't plan on selling him anytime soon. I've had a lot of people message me, especially when I post these videos about him, but I like him too much. He's too smart. He's my style of dog. He's quiet at the house. He's cleaning the kennel. He gets treed pretty quick usually. I like his mouth. He's a real good tree dog. And yeah, I've seen him look really good. So see what he's doing. I definitely have to start the 6 on him right now, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, it sounds like he just crossed the creek, but I'm going to go ahead and start the 6 on him right there. Let's see on the Garmin. Yeah, he just crossed the creek, which isn't bad. Not a bad spot to go, but that means I gotta cross the creek with a hole in my boots. I don't want to do that. Check back in with you guys once the 6 is broke or once it catches him. Well, he just opened up real scraggly. I would have to break the 6 right there at 1.5 minutes. There he is. So 6 is broke. Sounded like he was in a hole. Might end up walking back around the way that we were just at, honestly, to cross the creek. It's pretty thick in there. I would have rather he went that way. There's big timber over there. But they never go the way that you want them to go. not very far away from us. I moved in a little bit deeper and it sounds a little bit better now. It's about 100 yards or so now. Looks like you might have crossed the creek again, which is convenient for us. Walking along this bean field. I'm gonna be a hard ass. I'm gonna put 6 on him again. He's a little bit tighter on the ground when he's hunting by himself. I'll check in with you guys once that's broke. So blew out of here. It's only been a minute since I put the 6 on him. I think he's running the creek, which isn't a bad idea. A lot of coon use that creek. I'm gonna close this distance a little bit with him. Still got the 6 going. 6 is broke. I missed it on the video, but he just opened back up. This is funny, guys. He's moving the direction of, in the first video, raw video I made of him. There he is. He treed right over here. He's going back that way. I'm gonna keep moving, but this is the best thing he's done. Best sounding track he's ran all night, so. Garmin says he's put it in park, but I haven't heard him let out his locate yet. I'm just gonna close this distance. Get a little closer so you guys can hear him. I don't know what you guys can or can't hear. I'm not using a fancy mic or anything. Still 230 out. Tree cache. 42 minutes. It's treed 212 or so in there. I will be shocked if he does not have a coon, because he is blowing up on that. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and I'll show you guys what he's got. Spot he's in is a real thick one. Man, this sucks. This whole area was flooded real bad. These beans are all knocked down quite a bit. Oh yeah, he sounds pretty good now. It's a tough choice because where he's at, it's pretty steep to get down once you get over here. So I'm kind of torn between walk it straight to him in the woods or jump down in the creek right now and walk as much of the creek as I can. There's a nice clear opening somewhere around here. I might just jump down at the creek. I don't know if I'll get that lucky. Definitely think that he's got a coon this time. You can tell how he sounds a little different. Sounds a bit more sure of himself right here. Well, that's not really what I wanted to walk into, this big down tree. Just a big old mess. That kind of sucks. Yes, the good news is I don't see a coon light up anywhere that he missed. Maybe there's a hole or something in it. I'll get up there and look in just a minute. But that kind of sucks. Cash went and treed. You guys tell me what you would do here. We're under the mulberry tree, which is slick on this big down tree. Can't plus it up. Could we circle it is the question. I don't know. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Tell me what you'd do. All right, we're about a little after an hour. We've been walking for a while trying to make up my mind. He's been kind of making me a little mad. Not been doing very well on the lead. I'm gonna go ahead and cut him loose right here. Well guys, I turned him loose and you probably saw right when I cut him loose, he ran to the, I guess that'd be the west, but he ran left. Usually he's good about just going right in the woods or running the field edge, but sorry, I'm out of breath because I was kind of trying to haul ass, trying to keep up with him because he was just running through the middle of the field. Well, he was running through the middle of the field back towards the road, and then he just hit a hard, what would that be, left, and ran in. And now I believe he's treed on that same tree that, if you remember, right when he made that first tree, I said there was a coon over here. I believe he's treed on that first tree, so it's kind of funny because if he is, this night's came full circle. So he treated the big circle tree, treated that down tree, which I think I probably have to call it slick. If I'm being honest, I didn't look at it a whole lot, but I didn't see any holes, and it just kind of seems like a bad deal, but that kind of stuff happens. But then if he's actually on the right tree over here, then you'll have treated a coon. So we're an hour and 12 minutes, something like that. Yeah, hour and 12 now. Yeah, and he's on the same tree. I'll go ahead and turn this camera around. So he's right in there on this tree. I'm gonna just shine this other side real quick. And I'm gonna go in and tie him up and keep shining it. Oh, there he is. Can't miss that. Good boy, Cash. I'll go in and tie him up real quick. Knocked it out to him. Now he's chopping. This is actually the tree that he's on. That coon is right there. Right. Well, I got that coon knocked out to him. He's sitting in here hanging out with it. I'm gonna give him a few minutes to enjoy his reward, and I think we're gonna go and try to cut him loose one more time. Earlier when I was talking about things that I like and don't like about Cash, I said my biggest pet peeve of him was chewing. And that's not true at all. Everybody who knows, who I've talked to about this dog knows that my biggest pet peeve about him is that unlike Smooth and unlike Money and unlike Fuse, Cash is the kind of dog that needs a lot of coon shot out to him. And the second coon stop falling out to him is about the time that you can expect to walk into a lot of empty trees. When he gets coon knocked out to him, he typically does a lot better. And that was something that I found out. So when I first got him, I'll spare you guys the whole entire story and all the details, but when I first got him and he treed a lot of slicks, the only thing that I did that fixed him of that was I actually just walked him into a tree where I'd seen a coon laid him and let him sniff on it. He started treeing on it. You know, I pet him up a whole bunch for a while, and then I shot the coon out to him. Well, then after that, I walked down maybe 100 or so yards and turned him loose, and goes running in there, hammers on a tree. I go in there, sure enough, there's a big coon up there. Shoot that one out to him, go home, brought him out the next night, treated coon, and you know, after that, his accuracy went up a lot higher. When he gets coon shot to him, he does really well. The reason that's a problem for me is I don't have like a huge coon population, for one, and two, I live not far from the city and there's a lot of houses everywhere. So I have to be real mindful on the pieces that I do have, where I'm shooting and whatnot. With it being so flat here, it's not like there's a whole lot of hills if you miss or something, you know, and that is something unfortunately I have to worry about with a lot of the spots that I hunt at. So between that, not having a lot of coon to begin with, and you know, having to worry about houses and cars and roads and stuff, it's a little inconvenient. But also, you know, like Smooth and Money and Fuse, none of them really needed, I mean, I haven't shot a coon out to Smooth in a long time, months, but I could probably turn him loose right now and he'd go tree a coon. But Cash, he needs a lot of fur in his mouth if you want him to look the way that you want him to, you know, the way that you want him to. So we'll see. I think after, you know, once I can shoot coon out on public land and stuff, we have a lot more opportunities to shoot coon. Excuse me. Things might maybe, you know, turn around a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and get him out of here, I think, and maybe go down the road to another spot. He's got the coon on the ground. He wants to... One thing that's funny about Cash is he'll carry this coon all the way to the truck. And you got to be pretty calculated trying to get it from him. But it's a good workout for him. And he seems to enjoy carrying it. Because if he didn't, he could just drop it. But he won't. I don't know what we're going to do. It's I've still got the clock rolling. I'm going to go ahead and pause that. I'm kind of torn. I'm going to see how I feel when I get back to the truck. I kind of want to go cut him loose again. But, you know, I'm torn between cut him loose again and go on to another property or onto the other side of this property even. Or call it a night, end it on a good note, go home and go to bed at a halfway decent time since it's only 10:30. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll flip a coin when I get back to the truck. So far the score is one circle tree. I'm gonna call it a slick tree, but like I said, you guys leave it in the comments what you think. And one coon treed. Just a little over an hour worth of hunting. Probably less than that with all the walking and whatnot, but you know how it goes. On the way out, we have the opposite. Instead of a coon climbing out of the tree, we got one climbing up it. Cash is preoccupied. Also got deer up there. We're back at the truck, and that one coon is still across the street. A little lower now. We know they're moving tonight in the corn at least. Another coon right there. I wish it wasn't so sketchy to turn loose right here, because we could hunt a lot more. But it is what it is. We got that coon there. We got the one that climbed up the tree over there. I got the one across the street right there. The coon are smart enough to know I can't hunt them right here, I guess. Well, guys, I think that's probably gonna be a wrap for the night. I kind of want to go cut loose again. And I know going home early, I'll probably regret it as soon as I get home, because I'll wish that I was out still hunting, but I think it's probably wise to stop while I'm ahead and go home and get them fed. So, as always, big shout out to Conti's Outdoors and to KINETIC Dog Food. Both are huge sponsors of what we do here on the channel. And honestly, without them, we'd struggle quite a bit, because they're huge supporters. So check them out. Use our code WARPLANE5 to save some money with Conti's. And if you're happy with your food that you already feed, check out KINETIC supplements. Even if you feed a good food that you're happy with your dog's performance on, it could always be better with some of the KINETIC, what do you call it? This stuff, supplements. I love the hydro. I love the mass. Sorry, I brain farted there for a minute. But check them out. Awesome company. Huge supporters of what we do. Here's huge supporters of our sport. Say that 5 times fast. And yeah, just all around a good group of people, both at Conti's and KINETIC. So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to you guys. Hopefully this is the video that sets us over on 100,000, because we've been working at that for quite a while now, and we're really freaking close. Sorry I've been slacking. We've had a really busy summer between my day job. Belinda's a photographer. She's been in her busy season for weddings. In between all the hunts for the girls and then going back to school, and I got 100 excuses, but I've been slacking a lot on the videos. So thank you guys for supporting us, and sorry for my hiatus. I've got a lot to edit still. I've got the Iowa State Youth Hunt. I've got the the UKC Youth Nationals still to edit. But all that stuff takes a lot of time, especially with the amount of footage that we got. So I'll get to it eventually. And yeah, I guess there's nothing else to say, but thank you guys. And catch Cash another time, and hopefully this is what he needed to get his head on straight for tomorrow, and hopefully we can do some winning and get into the top 16. So he's gonna think I'm trying to take this coon away. Good boy. See you guys. Before I forget, we have all of our merch on the Conti's website, and I'll leave the links in the description down below. If you guys purchase any of that stuff, it helps our channel a lot. So you know you're in a good spot right there. Said I was gonna go home, but I just started the clock again. I turned him loose. I was driving home, and there was just coons crossing the road everywhere. And so I said, yeah, let's go for one more drop. So, famous last words. This is actually my least favorite property to hunt in the summer too. I've only hunted it. This will be the second time I've cut loose in a while. And I don't like it because it's super thick, but it's super thick with poison ivy. And it's just all beans. There's a lot of coon, but I don't know. I've never had a problem with poison ivy until I came to this piece, but everything else, the ground's just a little bit too wet to drive down. And the one other property, it's too close to a house on the side that I would hunt, and it's almost 11:30, so I wanted about 500 yards from the house where I would cut loose, and that's just a little bit too loud for this late. Then the other one would be too wet to drive into as well. So this is the only logical spot if I want to hunt a little bit more. And I do. So as long as he doesn't blow through this country to, oh, strike gash. There's only a little bit of this woods right here. And if he runs out of that, he'll hit the road. So I don't want that. But he struck in. See what he can do. So he was struck at hour 34, something like that. Looks to me like he ran on the creek. Not very far. Tell you what, if he runs in there, trees a coon real quick, 65 yards, I'm gonna be very happy. So how often do you turn loose? Cash's trade. How often do you turn loose on that one last drop scenario and they don't go a mile? Usually when you turn loose for one more cut, historically, you end up walking a long ways. So far, I'm not mad about this decision. If I walked in there and he's had a coon, I'm gonna be real happy. Here's the trees on. Get him tied up and shine it. Doesn't seem like a hard one to shine, so nice little feeder trail. That's what we're working with. I'm gonna walk back a little ways and hit it with a thermal and probably squall some, so I'll let you guys know if I find something. That's what I wanted. He's got one up there. Oh, it's coming down the tree too. Yeah, it's coming right down the tree. Right there. He wants to come down. Dang, that sucks. I shot the coon and it jumped out of the tree. Cash sucks on hot tracks too. So hopefully he can find it. I just cut him loose on it. Couldn't have went too far. Kind of stinks when that happens, but that coon was ready to jump out. That's why I hurried up and turned the video off so I could shoot it out to him. Man, this stuff is the worst too, to be driving a hot track through. Cash is more of a colder nosed dog anyways. So this real hot track like this is tough for him. I just wanted to end the night on a real good note like that. This coon had to go and make it tricky. That's like that keeps happening though. I mean, is that happening to you guys in your area? Let me know, drop a comment, because these coons have been, I told you guys earlier in the video, they just keep jumping out of trees as soon as a light hits them. Kind of sucks. Oh, he's ran down the way. I think he gave up on the hot one, which kind of sucks, but I'll be impressed if he goes in and trees another one. It sucks because I didn't even get a chance to pet him up a whole bunch or anything, or give him any like positive reinforcement on that one before I seen it climbing down the tree. I'm happy he got one treed. I just wish that the whole point was to get one treed, shoot it out for him, and end the night on a real good note like that. But it is what it is. All we can hope is that he either trees that one again. Where he's at, I actually know there's a coon because I walked past on the way in. So he might just go in and tree a completely different one, which obviously would be fine with me. I don't like these coons that jump. I don't like them one bit. I'm gonna get up there just a little bit closer to him. See, but I told you guys, once you feed him a coon, he does really well. So, if you put him in coon and if you shoot the coon to him, he's a halfway decent dog. Oh, shoot. There's one right there. Well, I was getting cocky, I guess. Famous last words of one more cut has turned into gonna be a long night of walking for me. Yeah. It's only 100 yards, but it's not very fun walking right there. So, should have stopped while I was ahead. Sucks because he did do a good job on that coon. But then it had to go and be squirrely. I'm just gonna keep walking up on him so I can stay somewhat close. This track that he's driving at least sounds good. And only one other time I've hunted this piece was last week. And he did tree a coon just about exactly where he's at now. It's just not fun to walk. Everything's like that tall. Like just thick. We'll see. If he has a coon, I'll be happy. Just missed his big locate. Broke the 6. I'm gonna start it on him again. This joker's confused him. This very well might be that same coon, honestly. With how this track has went, I think it's possible. Like I said, he's not the best on real hot tracks. Like really hot, like that one would have been. Which was what makes me think that perhaps this is that same coon. I'm gonna walk on in there because it almost makes me wonder if he got one caught on the ground. I'm just gonna sneak in there and go see what he's got going on. Well, the tree he grabbed onto, you'd be able to call it an honest den tree. That's all split right there. Nice big tree. So maybe he just grabbed it because he heard me yelling for him. And maybe he finally finished his track, but that's an honest den tree. So I think the way we'll call it tonight is 2 coons, 1 den, 1 circle tree, 1 slick. So 5 trees in almost 2.5 hours. Seen a lot of coon. So that'll do it for tonight now. As it stands, thank you for all your guys' support. Thank you, Conkeys. Thank you, KINETIC. You guys have a good night. Out.